welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Relly. I am a queer disabled YA author, and my first book, there's a badge for that, came out in May. You can get it wherever books are sold. So who is surprised that I posted a November 1st writing vlog and then left you hanging for a whole month? Not me. It's just my MO. I'm sure you guys expect this by now. Of course, as I got into working on Project Lost Boys, life got hectic, as it always does. I did end up getting my first client for that new job that I was talking about. I am a contractor, so I say job, but I'm still working for myself, technically. So I've been really busy with that. The first month is like a trial period, so I've been really focusing on that, making sure that that's going really well. And if everything goes well after 30 days, then I get a raise and I am able to take on a second client. So typically people doing this job have 2 clients, and that would be great in this economy. So I am not expecting there to be any issues with that at all, but that has been my main focus. And also just all the other things, homeschooling the kids, trying to get through this first semester of the year. We're behind in a couple subjects. We're finishing up or finished a couple subjects already. So need to balance that out a little bit and get some more things wrapped up, but that's all going well. My eldest is doing great in public high school, so that's been great, but definitely a bit more of like, hey, can you come pick me up kind of things happening where I'm out of the house. And of course, like planning for the holidays, buying gifts, all the things. And we've also been working on the house too, doing things. So we've definitely had a lot on our plate. And of course, I've been trying to like keep my creative juices flowing. I've been knitting again on the Centro. I've made 3 toques and then spent like hours trying to make a scarf, and that still has not come to fruition, but I will get there. It's a lot more frustrating than you would imagine to do it on a Centro, so I will get there at some point. And yeah, it's just been a busy season. Thankfully, everything is good with me health-wise. Physically, I'm doing really well. I don't know if I talked about this at all on here. I don't typically share my health stuff anymore. I used to a lot. I used to have a blog. I used to always post about chronic illness. My social media feeds were always filled with health stuff. And I don't really do that now, sort of since I moved my Instagram and everything to being more author-centric and like me-centric. Like I removed everything with my kids in it and all of that. So I haven't really been sharing about my health. I don't remember if I shared anything when I came back to YouTube a couple months ago. Basically, my health is doing really well, like better than it has been probably in a decade, thanks to a couple new diagnoses and specialists and 2 new medications since the beginning of the year. I'm feeling really great. Am I cured? Not by any stretch of the imagination. Some of my stuff is genetic. It is what it is. But I am feeling a lot better, and that's really been helping. Obviously, I can get more done. I don't fatigue as easily. I have less flares, and it's improving my mood too, obviously. I mean, when you feel better physically, you're obviously going to feel better mentally. So, and seasonal depression has not crept in and hit me yet, which is great. I don't know, again, if that's just because I'm feeling better physically, but it's still pretty early. Typically like January, February, that's when we're, you know, there's a steep decline there. So not out of the woods by any means, but here I am. So it's December. I did that writing vlog on November 1st and drafted 210 words, and those are the only words I drafted in November. However, I did do a lot of like brainstorming and outlining and working in the Timeline Aeon app, probably about 10 days in a row, maybe even the first 2 weeks of November. And the story still has been top of mind for me since then. So I haven't stopped thinking about it. I just haven't been actively working on it because I've had so much else going on right now. And honestly, that feels okay. I need to accept the fact that when I wrote There's a Badge for That, Project Camp, in November of 2020, that was a story that had been inside me since I was 15, and so much of it was based, it was fictionalized, but based on things that happened in real life. So there was no like writer's block, there was no room for having to think about anything. It all just like poured out of me and was the easiest book writing experience probably of all time. So I just have to accept the fact that that has not happened since, and it probably won't, because the circumstances are different. And it's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm never gonna be a 2 books a year indie author. Like that's not in the cards for me, with 3 kids and 8 animals and hobbies and disabilities and so many medical appointments and, you know, all the things. Like that's just not in the cards for me in this season of life anyway. Maybe when I'm retired and my kids are grown and moved out and whatever, but right now that's not realistic, and that's fine. So my goals moving forward are to start drafting in January. Again, keeping it super loose, super low stakes. I would love to be done the first draft of this book by the spring equinox. I think that's a good time. And then I can put it aside for a little bit and I can start working on Project AAO again for the April, May, June sort of time frame, which is exactly when I need to be drafting that book. And then I can just flip-flop back and forth with reading and revisions and betas and all the things, right? And then hopefully one or both are ready for publishing in 2027. I had really hoped that with this fairly strict timeline I had given myself, I might be able to get one of them out in 2026, and I just don't think that's realistic. You never know. Things happen sometimes that surprise us, but I don't think that's realistic. So planning for 2027. The other issue is they both kind of need to come out in the spring, summer months. So probably releasing them both in one year is also not really a possibility. But in less than a year's time span could definitely be a possibility. Like if I release Project AAO in June of 2027, then I could release Project Lost Boys in like April of 2028. You know what I mean? So less than a year, or vice versa, obviously. Less than a year, but definitely probably not in the same year. Anyway, that's my goals moving forward. I really just wanted to give an update, let you know how my NovNov, Novel November, NaNoWriMo 2.0, whatever went. It didn't really, but I'm still feeling like I'm in a good place. And that's the update. I'm really hoping to stay consistent through the month of December and into the new year. I seem to do better at this time of year at staying consistent with YouTube because I'm kind of like hibernating in my house. Sorry, I'm pointing at the window and all the snow outside. I'm kind of like hibernating in my house besides taking kids to activities and that sort of thing. So I'm gonna be knitting, I'm gonna be doing something that I can film for you, maybe more brainstorming and outlining to prepare me for January. And I also am 11 books behind on my reading goal. So I think that'll probably be one of my videos closer to the end of the month, like a reading vlog trying to make that Goodreads goal. And it's a way lower goal than I normally set, and I still am so far behind. So I have like 3 books a week I need to be reading. Thankfully, I have a giant stack of graphic novels that I haven't gotten to yet this year, so there's gonna be a lot of those. Anyway, that's my update. This is the second time I've filmed this. My voice is getting hoarse, and I now have an hour-long meeting to jump into in 1 minute. So that's gonna be it for me today. Please comment down below. Let me know how your November writing challenges went and what you're gonna be working on for December. and I am really looking forward to spending some more time with all of you here. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please check out, there's a badge for that, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, friends.